Hey guys, what's up? This is Jeffrey back with another video chronicling, well, Miss Maddie. Who else, right? I haven't posted a video in a few days. I've kind of been busy. I've not felt very well, but I'm finally back on track. And I just wanted to take a minute and really thank you guys for subscribing to my channel. Maddie, this type of video where it features Maddie and Gerald, it's not going to be the primary or the only content on my channel. I'm a singer, an amateur singer, and I do a lot of different things, living here in Appalachia, homesteading, simple living, singing, writing songs. So there'll be a lot of additional content. This is just something that infuriates me because 50% of me wants, as I would with any addict in active addiction, 50% of me wants Maddie and Gerald to get sober and to want it and actually try to obtain it. Yeah, they'd probably fail at first. Most of us do on our first attempt, but then again, maybe not. But failing or succeeding at first isn't the only option. The option and the primary point is to want betterment for her life. And there doesn't seem to be any of that. And, she's on crack cocaine and heroin, two very addicting substances, which is kind of like speedballing. She smokes her crack, or I'm assuming she smokes it, or ingests it with her heroin. And I have been in active addiction. I was addicted to opiates for over a decade, and I use a maintenance assisted treatment, medication treatment, to get myself off of the pills and the fentanyl patches and the, opiates that I was taking. That life isn't now. Back in the day, you knew what you were getting, whether it was heroin, fentanyl, Oxy 30s, whatever it was, Oxy 80s, you knew what it was. Nowadays, they're putting fentanyl, xylazine, other tranquilizers, and various other things in these pills or heroin to make it look as if it's just normal stuff, when obviously one batch of the wrong stuff can kill you deader than anything. So my issue with Maddie is her lies. It isn't the addiction. The addiction, I do believe is a disease. I believe it's a disease of choice, but still a disease. And I don't blame her for that. I blame her for lying and conning people. And, she's looking for that first 30-second high when all of those endorphins and adrenaline hits her system, and she's living and killing herself and staying away from her two beautiful boys who will soon be young men that probably won't even really much remember her. Staying away from them. It's keeping her from her two sons. It's keeping her from better health, that 30-second high from crack cocaine and heroin. It's just so dangerous and so sad. But enough of me babbling. Let's take a listen to the latest video from Maddie and see if perhaps there's, the seasons are changing. It's spring now. Maybe Maddie's changing. Let's give her the benefit of the doubt and check out a few minutes of her quote unquote content. Here we go, guys. Hey, Maddie. How's it going, gal? That's what I thought, girl. That's what I thought. Yet another video of just waiting for those donations to roll in. Both are nostrils, okay. Ugh. Maddie. Nasty. I hate to see that kind of stuff. Licking and smacking and rubbing her mouth. And, so gross. Maddie, you're awful pale, honey. Ain't got a bit of color to you. Makes you just want to go over there and slap her in the cheek just to get her cheek red or get that blood circulating. Well, what are you doing, Maddie? What are we doing? You went live, so do you got something to tell us? Is there a life change? What's the deal? Just the birds chirping? Just nothing?
What's up? Hey.
Well, hey.
It's not too bad. It's chilly, but not horrible. How you doing?
Here comes asking for money. Well, she didn't ask that guy.
What's up, Laura?
What are we doing, Maddie? This is really boring so far. Let's skip ahead a little bit.
Oh, what up?
The most manipulative and cold-hearted person I think I know on YouTube, other than Jessica Kent. Excuse me.
I hope not.
Ooh. Maddie, you better get those teeth pulled and get you some dentures because they are looking awful, and that cough has not got better one bit. Lord have mercy. What you do? Go into a little gazebo or something?
Christina.
Lord, she's got a sad, puckered up look on her face all the time.
What?
Huh? Quit touching on your tooth out there homeless and all. You might rub a nasty on yourself. Ugh. I hate to see that. Maddie, quit that. That's gross. Go get a job. Put in applications. Go see if you can do pay the day you work type of work, like some of the others have mentioned. Aunt P's mentioned it. Ghost, I think, has mentioned it. J8's mentioned it. August has mentioned it. Try to go see if there's somewhere that will give you $10 or $20 a day just to work for them. You don't make a lick of effort.
Sorry, guys, my tooth is really hurting.
You're just wanting money. It's what you're wanting. But it probably is hurting because your teeth look horribly rotted. But if you get it, you get money, you're not going to go to the dentist. You're going to go get heroin and crack.
Snowing like mad.
And you told us yesterday or the day before that you lied to get a couple dollars per person. You told two strangers walking into a store that you just needed $2 if they could help at all so that you had bus fare to get home. And then admitted that was a lie. You are chasing a 30-second high over and over and over and over. And it's going to kill you, Maddie, if you don't get it together. You have so much you can salvage. And, Aunt P said something the other day that, she, and I feel the same way. We're not on here. We're Christians. I don't know about the rest of you, but we're not on here to push our beliefs on you, nor on here to sow discord or bully Maddie. We're on here to basically be a mirror that hopefully if she would see any of our content or videos, would be a mirror that she sees herself in, and maybe by the grace of God and the mercy sees herself from a realistic perspective rather than this, deep hole of deceit and absolute utter destruction. Because she ain't going to be around much longer, folks, if she don't really gain an appetite to change for the better. She's going to have to let go and put it out of her hands and into God's hands and seek treatment, because her days of lying and scamming and all of that, they're going to be over, because eventually, God forbid, she's going to get some bad dope or she's going to make somebody very angry, and Maddie's going to meet her end because she literally does not care for her own life. All she's care about is the 30-second high from crack cocaine. And then that come down. And then just continually getting more money for crack and heroin.
I said, that sounds dumb.
Well, it's the truth, whether it sounds dumb to you or not. You're chasing a 30-second high that's probably cost you thousands. It's cost you 2 sons. It's cost you your health, your looks, your beauty, your family, your father. And you've ripped people off for thousands, Maddie. And we are not going to let up until something's done about it. You ought to just go sit down somewhere and look up at that beautiful sky there in Detroit, Michigan, and say, Father, I know I'm far away from you. I know I'm a ripping Jezebel-like whore, but I want to change, and I don't know how. If you would just say that or something like that and place it in his hands and mean it, God would move in your life, Maddie. But he sees the very desires of our hearts, according to Scripture. So he knows what you truly want. Like you tell people, the rehab's in the future. I definitely want to. I'm thinking about it. God knows whether that's true or not. And only God knows. We truly don't know. I'm not going to claim to, but what I will tell is you lie a lot, and you admit that you lie a lot. You recycle things. You're not very creative with your scamming. You recycle the same old stories over and over. But then again, I guess that would get kind of exhausting to keep up with everything. I couldn't do it, and I wouldn't do it.
I'm wearing Gerald's coat.
You put him outside with no coat and took his? I just know one thing. This girl, pardon my language, but she really ticks me off. She pisses me off. I'm just going to be honest. Makes me very angry. Forgive again my language. But on the other hand, the last thing I want to hear or see one day when I log on YouTube is that something happened to Maddie or to Gerald. I don't want to see that or hear that. I want them both to get better, get into recovery, and get their lives back, their livelihood back. I think Gerald would have a better chance if he got away from her. That's just my opinion.
I haven't been, actually.
I think he would have a better chance if he were around other people that were more positive in recovery and have or are defeating or have defeated addiction. What concerns me, though, with Gerald is I think, in 20 years, I can see him out there, an old man, singing those same ignorant-sounding rap songs with no talent and just wasting his life. So maybe he's not more likely to get better. I don't know. But I just think, with his physical health looking better and his willingness to at least do some work, that if he were around the right people, he could really excel more in his recovery from drugs. But who knows? I don't think Maddie will ever get clean. And I can remember when she was on Chosen One's channel,
No, I didn't.
he even said that way back then he saw her as different and unique, but also in the sense of never getting better. In fact, once I think he wondered if, and several people have wondered if maybe she was purposely trying to just slowly kill herself. And who knows? But I just wanted to make a video about, thankfulness at least that she's still breathing. And Maddie, I do have love for you. I do not like you at all. I don't like you or Gerald at all. But I have love for both of you, and you're both in my prayers, and I want to see you reclaim your life. Take it out of the enemy's hand, place it into God's hand, and then abide in Him, and you'll see a whole better, amazing, different way of living. It's your choice, though, Maddie. You got to want it, and you got to work toward it and seek it. Excuse me, guys. I'm thirsty. Because listen here now. This is very important. Nothing in this world worth having will ever come easy or be free. Everything we do that matters, there's a price to pay for it somehow. It may not be in money, but there's a price to pay. And you're paying a price right now for your high, which is the destruction. Your journey, Maddie's journey to destruction. Look at that beautiful sky. Maddie, he's all around you, honey, if you could just see. And I'm no better than you. I ain't claiming to be. I just know that drugs can kill you and rob you of any life. And I've overcome it. And I know where I was, and I never thought I could. It took a long time, but I done it. And I know that if you search deep enough within yourself and hang on to God, you can do it too. And you can look back in 2 or 3 years and say, Lord, look where I was a year or two ago. What was wrong with my mind? And you can just be astonished at how far you come. But whatever you do or decide, one thing's for sure, quit ripping people off and lying to people for money. That ain't right. We work for our money. We don't care to help people, but I don't want no lawyer coming up to me telling a lie to get money that's going to go to the drug dealer. And a lot of people can see through it. They just don't want to be bothered with it.
It is pretty quiet out.
She's so good at those non-verbal but suggestive give me money tactics, like when she says her tooth hurts, or she just touches her tooth, or says it's so cold, or she's so thirsty. She knows what she's doing. Maddie's not stupid. She's a pretty good manipulator to be a junkie. I just want better for her, folks. I do. And I guess that's where we're going to leave her at today, is I want better for her. But I'd love to see somebody slap the donkey spit out of her, too, on video. Not hurt her bad, just smack her one good time, get some sense knocked into her. Maybe that'd do it. I don't know. But I love you guys. You have a great rest of your Saturday and a good weekend now. And God bless you each and all. I want to say thank you again for 57 subs. I know that's not a lot, but to me, it means everything. I'm trying to get over 100 so I can go live. If you all could help me, I'd really appreciate it. My name's Jeffrey. I'm from northeastern Kentucky, and I just love our little community here. I'd really do, and I appreciate each and every one of you. God bless you all now. Looks like Maddie's going too, so I'll see you directly, and bye-bye.